Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about our off-season recap. Was at number 24 of the series, but I think it's like I could say 5 or 6 of season 5. I should probably be better on episodes and numbers and everything. But anyways, so we ended off last episode with Sam joining the SF Shock, and there hasn't been a lot of changes actually. Um, of like of this week for Overwatch League. So there's only a total of 4 changes. But obviously, let's just get this news out of the way. I already touched up upon it only a tiny bit on my last episode of the Hour off-season recap, but it was sadly announced that Alarm sadly passed away at the age of 20. We don't know what the reason of this was, but obviously when the reason is released to the public and everything, I'll let you know probably on the next Overwatch League off season, or I'll say it in the description below. But obviously a very very sad time, especially for Overwatch League fans, and obviously as an esports as a whole, losing someone from esports is um terrible, obviously. So. My thoughts and prayers obviously goes out to Alarm's family and friends for this sudden loss that no one was expecting. But hopefully the Philly Fusion does find someone to replace it, but it'll be really, really, really hard to find a replacement for him. So Alarm sadly passing away. I do wish his family and friends the best of this morning. But we'll now move on to the next one, and it is Adam joining the Florida Mayhem. Now, he has joined the Overwatch League before. He was part of the LA Valiant before they decided to go full on into Chinese. So they moved to APAC and they just kicked everyone um, off the team, and Adam was one of them, including agilities. So Adam getting a second chance into Overwatch is amazing. I love it. Obviously, an Australian as well. Let's go. 2 Australians in the league as players. So I'm really excited to see how he goes. Um, Especially now with 5v5 now. We'll see how the Mayhem goes. And their roster looks pretty decent. It looks mid-pack right now, but we just have to wait though. Next one, we got Lastro joining the Houston Outlaws. Uh, the flex support role is definitely very stacked now on the Outlaws, but I feel like, I mean, adding Lastro, I don't know what he could do really, on the team, because I feel like Iris, he's just going to be playing for um, most of the time. I don't know like where Lastro could fit into this, but I just don't know really because the Outlaws, yeah, like they have a pretty stacked team, but like especially on the flex support role, it's mainly gonna be Iris playing, and I don't know if Lastro is gonna get any playtime. Like maybe he gets traded to another team at some point, but I just don't know where he could play because Irish is just so good. So, but it's still a great pickup though for the Houston Outlaws. But at the same time, it doesn't really I don't really understand it because they already have Iris. I guess that's just a backup because obviously you always need a backup, so I guess that's probably why. But we just have to wait on how the Outlaws play. And the final one for this week was Opener. He has joined the Washington Justice as their main support. So I haven't heard a lot about this guy. Obviously, he was part of the Gen G East. Yeah, so he was part of Gen G Esports. He wasn't part of the sisters teams of Gen G. I haven't heard a lot about this guy. I'll be honest. I don't really know how he plays. All I know is that he's a main support, and apparently opener and closer, very 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 similar names, and people have already made the correlation to that. And I think that's also rounded up the Washington Justice's um, roster. But there's been rumors about good old Decay. Obviously, we all thought that Decay was going to was going to stay with the Justice, but it looks like, according to a tweet from Halo of Thoughts, if I get it up right now, a tweet um, which was released, and it basically says that the Justice, right here, the Justice are considering, been considering trade offers for Decay. So we don't actually know if if Decay is going to be traded or not. We just have to we obviously just have to wait and see though. But if that is the case, the Justice is going to possibly maybe be the biggest losers of the off season. Not like well, definitely up there. I'll be honest because he has been so good, like just so good for them. But at the same time, I can also see why because Decay he just carried the team to playoffs contention. This team didn't really, in my opinion, have playoffs contention or anything. It was just mainly just well, they're just there. So, but still, this roster looks pretty decent. Even without Decay, I think Assassin Happy may still be a really good duo. Um, but it just it'll be tough. Let's just say that it'll be really, really tough if they want to replace Decay. It'd be really, really, really difficult. And also the Seoul Dynasty have basically announced their roster and everything. This is just what their roster is going to be. Um, so I'll be honest, Smurf being like the sole tank of the team, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not saying because I don't trust Smurf. I trust Smurf a lot to like flex onto these different tank roles. But at the same time, like what if he's underperforming like so much? They need another tank. If they don't have another tank, then they just have to stick with it unless they obviously throw in some money and get a good tank player. But it'd be really difficult, especially for Smurf, to also be the sole tank of the team and obviously expect to perform. So other than the tanks, there's the roster looks really, really good. So the DPS have always looked amazing with Fitz and Profit. Stalker actually may come in for some maps as well. Creative is still underperforming in my opinion. Jonak, I'm really excited to see how he goes on Soul Dynasty, including Vindime. He may be a Rookie of the Year contender. I don't really know though, but just yeah. I mean, I just hope that Smurf does well and doesn't underperform heavily. As for the coaches, this is what the coaches are. Toby Wesihyong, MMA, and then we got Bongwei Raccoon Panda as the analysis and Dorong as the data analysis. A very good, very good coach. I'll be honest. Toby as a head coach is obviously amazing because I think he'll be really, really good as a coach. Um, Wesihyong is back, I think. Yeah. So Wesihyong is back with the team, but obviously has a different position. Head of strategy and data coach. I think that's probably where he's more comfortable with. I'm guessing. MMA as the assistant coach, I feel like he did pretty average. And then the analysis as well. Seoul is obviously building a very, very good roster. They've already built a very good roster, and the coaching position have also looked pretty good as well. So maybe expect Seoul Dynasty to be possibly up there, competing for the Overwatch League Championship for Season 5, and maybe also for the East region against the Shanghai Dragons. So, the next season is going to be really tough, especially now that Seoul is just has really, really good team. Yeah, has a really, really good team. So other than that, nothing really else to really mention. One more as well. Actually, I just remembered. Linkser, he has announced his retirement, and he will be now playing Valorant. This is obviously a big, big L, especially for the Overwatch community. Linkser has, I think, been there since the very beginning, if I remember correctly. Let me just have a look. Since 2015, he's been here since beta, and he announced his retirement in 2021. I Yeah, I just don't know what else to really say, but I do hope that I do have links to obviously has a fantastic time in Valorant. That's where like most people are going to. I feel like Valorant is just like a second resort. So really excited to see actually how he goes on Valorant, and hopefully at some point when I'm doing my Valorant videos, I'll be able to talk about him. So that's really about it. I know it's a pretty short Overwatch League off-season recap, but Yeah, and that's really it for me now. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Catch you guys all next time in the next one. Goodbye.